Red Eye, quit harassing Raisin Girl. Oh, hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the wood. This is where Roseanne Barr can come and make racial jokes. Real quick about that, I don't want to get like a big thing about Roseanne, but I do want to mention this. It seems like everybody's okay with a whole bunch of writers and actors and crew and cast losing their job as long as that one person didn't get her feelings hurt.
Yes. So to everyone on Twitter and social media that's been celebrating the fact that Roseanne got her just desserts, you kind of suck because there's probably, I don't know how big a crew is, but I'd estimate there'd be at least 100 people out of fucking work right now because of one person's fucking actions.
Yeah.
They didn't do it in a Spacey show, did they, fuckers?
No, but the only difference between that show and Roseanne's show, I've heard some people say, why don't they just kill off Roseanne? Because it's called Roseanne!
Well, change the name to the Connors and fucking get on with it, because here's the thing about life. Sometimes mums die and sometimes dads die, and there's... Yeah.
Well, they did it with John Ritter's show back in the day, My Wife and Kids or whatever.
Yeah.
And when he died, they actually killed the character off and kept going with the show, but... Yeah, I think House of Cards is different. I think House of Cards can go on without Kevin. I'm not too sure about Roseanne going on without Roseanne, though.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, I was wondering if part of that is the branding, like, because you guys were talking yesterday about the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if it's because their names are in the title that's such an important pull.
Yeah.
For them. They want to make sure to get that out there.
And it could go on. Anyway. Don't you know John Goodman is one hell of an actor? And he could carry the show. So it could happen, but it's not. I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, I would like to see what they did with it.
Call it the Connors or something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like if you
I don't see a reason other than if Roseanne's got the intellectual rights to the show. Well, here's the thing. Just get everyone, give them new contracts, sign them onto a new fucking show and kill Roseanne off, mate. Let's put it. America would like to see at least one season with the start of the show, Roseanne's fucking funeral. I'm pretty sure that'd make a lot of people happy, right about now. Just saying.
One of the things that I immediately thought about is like when people, people are like there was people accusing Boogie of being a racist just because he said something about there is a place in comedy for racial discussions, and people were like, well, how was that? Well, because she's a comedian, so he brought up comedy. And he's not a racist because he said that. And it kind of irritated me that people were kind of like hinting that Boogie's a racist because he said that.
Yeah.
And it's just retarded.
And then he backed off and apologized. And
yeah.
Never apologize. You double down. That's just the way to do it these days, because the apology gets you fucking nowhere anyway. You may as well get extra headlines by doubling the fuck down.
And plus, he's right, though. Comedy, there's a place in comedy for racial issues, for racial discussion. I mean, actually, comedy's the one place where it should be discussed. Anyways, we're off the reservation before we even got there.
God damn it, boss.
Anyways, today we're talking about con men and cons. I got a list of confidence tricks that are pretty awesome. Look, a lot of people don't even know what con man really stands. It stands for confidence man. And what does that stand for? It means they gain your confidence to fucking take your money or pull the trick on you. That's what con man comes from. It comes from confidence man. And I always thought that was interesting that a lot of people don't even know what the con means in con man. But yeah, we got some cool tricks. I want to talk about real quick though. Tomorrow we're doing Dirty Joke Thursday. Fuck you. Phone. Wait a minute, let's answer this. What's this? It's a bill collector. That would be like an info thing. I love you. I love you. But I love you! That's what I thought.
I don't love you. I just want your money. Fuckers. Gold digging motherfuckers.
Speaking of con men, that's what that was.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you know. The other day, there was this day, I was in a car with my mom the other day. This was so funny. Got a phone call, picked up. He's like, yes, I would like to talk to you about your Microsoft Windows complaint. I said, really? You would? I said, I have a Mac.
Oops.
I don't have Windows. And he was like, well, he started. I said, why would you want to talk about me about, how did I complain about Windows? And he hung up. Yeah, so it's crazy. Anyways, tomorrow, Dirty Joke Thursday. That's right. Tomorrow, Thursday, Dirty Joke Thursday. You can get, if you don't know what that means, we're going to be telling dirty jokes. So that's what that's about. Friday, Fan Friday, of course. I forgot what else I was going to say. Oh, next week, at some point, we're going to have a Landon Knowles show, science show at some point next week.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we'll do other things, of course. At the end of the show, guys, we will take Q&A, tips. Patreon, we need new Patreons. I gained one yesterday, then somebody edited theirs. So I'm back trying to get to the halfway mark again. So become a Patreon if you consider becoming a Patreon. But tips and all that stuff at the end of the show, Q&A. So let's just go right into, well, first of all, we're joined by Raisin Girl. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
How's your breath today?
Perky.
Perky. I doubted her being 53 years old. They're not very perky.
Good for
Wow.
They look like two big ass packs of melted butter. Just.
Oh.
Wow.
Have you ever got a hold of some paper thin titties? I did. There's this one chick I was at a bar with, right? And their titties looking pretty good and under her shirt. But then when we got to the hotel room, I grabbed them and they were like, I felt my thumb on the other end. I could actually feel my fingers through the titty.
It's like the equivalent of asses that only look good when jeans are on, and when they come off, they're all soft and weird.
Yeah, that's weird. Anyways, we're joined by, we also got my buddy Red. What's up, bud?
Oh, I was just staying out of that conversation, basically. I was pretty happy about that.
So, con tricks and stuff, confidence tricks. First off, have you ever fell for a con, Red? Be honest.
Yes, but not a really bad one. I bought some sunglasses from the market, and I was kind of thinking they may be too good to be true, and it turns out they definitely were. But they were good Oakley copies. But yeah, they did me out of $20, and well, I actually went back there and bought several more pairs over the years because Oakleys were like $120, and they were 20. So yeah, and they look pretty good. So
hey, some of those knockoffs are pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, I think they're made in the same factory, some of the knockoffs, and they just throw them out the back door and sell them cheap to the locals. And Indonesia's famous for it. Australians go to Indonesia to buy knockoff everything, like pirated music, videos, DVDs, clothes, fucking everything. And then they bring it back here and none of the shit works and it's crap.
I bought a pair of shoes one time and I noticed it said Nikki. I'm joking.
We do get clothes over there that with the spelling, say it's Adidas, they'll add or remove a D, and yeah, it
says what?
They just remove a letter from the name to try and get around the copyright shit. They'll use the same shape logo, but they'll say if Adidas is just, for example, it's spelt with A-double-D, they'll just remove a D and throw AD, and they'll just go, it's all good.
Are you saying Adidas?
Yeah. Adidas. Yeah, well, that's what we say in Australia. That's just how it's pronounced. It's pronounced in Australia different.
You fucking motherfuckers, fuck with my language.
Oh, fuck off. You guys are the one that butchers the Queen's English, remember? Don't start.
The Queen's a whore.
It's not the Queen's English, it's American English. I have a dictionary.
Piss off. You turn the English language into
the Queen is a dirty slut.
She may well be, but she's a rich, dirty slut that rules over an empire, kind of.
You want me to get Landon to talk about royalty?
Yes, bring Landon in. We shall spar about the English Dan. That'd be a great 2-hour show, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
We'd end up with negative fucking viewers if we did that.
This
con job on the entire country.
simply this is the they may have invented it, we just did it better.
Maybe America.
Anyways, what about you, Ray? Have you ever fell for a con?
I haven't slept with you yet, so I'm doing good. He's gonna kick my ass.
And thanks for stopping by, Raising Girl. We'll see you next month.
I hope you enjoy this appearance of Raising Girl on this show because it's the last one.
I didn't fall for it, but you know, what they don't know don't hurt them.
Why do you think I run cons on women's?
That was a joke, for fuck's sake.
On the women's. Anyways, I fell for cons.
You're stupid, John.
I've gotten hustled. There was one time where I have gotten hustled, though. I mean, back in the day, I got hustled one time really bad over a drug deal. And I ended up losing like $3,000 in the money. But one of my biggest cons was right here publicly for everybody to see. Is when a certain person screwed me over and cost me $6,000.
Damn, I almost forgot about it like that.
Yeah, that was I got really hustled there, got fucked up. Anyways, we're not gonna talk. I actually hustled a person one time with a drug thing, but it was a joke. It started out as a joke, and then it ended up real. And I was like, "Fuck, I ain't even gonna tell him." I sold a dude Lipton tea, but he was such a dumbass. I was playing a joke with him. I thought he was gonna go home and come back, give me my goddamn money. It was actually a joke. Because I knew the guy. He come back and told me it was the best dope he ever smoked.
Oh God.
See, I did sprinkle a little weed in the tea, just to make it give it the smell. And I was just fucking with him. And when he told me that, I'm like, dude, I can get you all the weed you want. But I didn't. I didn't do him that way again. But he's an idiot, dude. This dude's a fucking moron. But anyways, let's get to some of the schemes. The first one is the money box scheme.
I don't know about duped. Yeah. Duped, like especially in Philly with deals like that. Buying completely legal things.
Yeah, you can guess. Yeah, I guess you. Yeah, I think duping is a little different. But anyways, let's talk about this con called the money box scheme. I love this con, by the way. I actually mentioned this to Red Eye the other day. Victor Lustig. Now, if you don't know who Victor Lustig is, this is the same motherfucker who sold the Eiffel Tower twice. He's a hustler.
That's so slick.
I think it's the same guy that sold the fucking Eiffel Tower. Anyways, he's a German con artist, designed and sold a money box, which he claimed could print $100 bills using blank sheets of paper. A victim sensing huge profits. Sensing huge profits and untroubled by ethical implications would buy the machine for a high price from $25,000 to $102,000. Lustig stocked the machine with 6 to 9 genuine $100 bills for demonstration purposes, but after that, it produced only blank paper. By the time the victim realized that they'd been scammed, Lustig was long gone. And it was a great fucking scam, dude. Like I said, I've actually seen the box. I actually learned about this con on the Joe Rogan show. Joe Rogan talked about it one time. He would load the box, and like you said, there with some real money, and then when he'd run the sheet in, an actual $100 bill would pop out. And he'd sell the box for like this huge amount, and then he'd fucking skip. Good con. That's what you two talk.
You need to have some dumb people to fucking buy into that, though. Seriously, it's like, I have a box, and if you just push money, it pushes out fucking push in paper and pushes out money. It's like, oh, okay, then how much do you want for it?
Yeah, and here, okay, Red, when you said that, no,
that's a good con man, though. You know what I mean?
It is a good con
man can sell you a refrigerator when you're living in the Antarctic.
Yes, a good con man can sell a woman in white gloves a ketchup popsicle. Anyways, you say, okay, I do want to touch, because this is something I thought about. I should have talked about this before we started talking about the cons. You said something that a lot of people say, we got to have dumb people to fall for it. Not necessarily true. A lot of smart people have failed for good cons. Look at all the people who's been conned by these stockbrokers, and these people with stock. The thing I think is everybody wants to be better, right? Everybody wants to have more money, and so when I think sometimes it's not about necessarily being dumb. Some are dumb, don't get me wrong, but it's not necessarily about being dumb. It's just about wanting more in life, and then you blind yourself, right?
Greed gets people. That's the weakness, and that's the only thing that would make a smart person susceptible to that sort of a scam. But someone with high intelligence is not going to believe you when you say, I have a box, you just push in fucking blank paper and you say it will print money out the other end.
The con man has to be able to trick a smart person, because dumb people don't make a lot of money.
Exactly. And that's another thing. That's a great point. It's hard to con poor people because poor people don't have money, and a lot of poor people are dumb.
Ladies, they get them with charm a lot of time. They can be extremely intelligent women, but the same thing with men. They'll use women to con men because people get stupid when they're. But
no, to Red's point, they are dumb at the moment, definitely, because they are dumb at the moment. There's no doubt about that. I agree with Red. It's pretty dumb to fall for that shit. However, I just kind of want to make that clear that if you have failed for a con, doesn't necessarily mean you're dumb, people. Even though you are fucking stupid motherfuckers. I'm joking.
Means you have a weakness that you need to shore up, but it's not necessarily stupidity.
But Red says something that was perfect. Greed is...
Greed makes you dumb.
Greed makes you dumb. It does. It can make you fucking seriously retarded.
That's the compromising factor, is an intelligent person can become a fucking dumb person and make a stupid decision if... Depending on them, greed is one of the factors that would greatly influence people to make very fucking dumb decisions. And as you've seen over the years, like the African, get an email. Oh, I am such and such from, no, delete email.
And I watched this documentary, dude, a while back. The polka guy, right? He did the polka rap. He did the whole, I guess kind of like a Ponzi scheme, which we're going to talk about here in a minute. Ponzi scheme on people where they, gave him money and he was supposed to invest their money and really didn't. He was actually a good guy. He just got greedy and he got stupid and he became a bad guy because of greed. And the same point with greed making you dumb, greed can make you a bad person even if you're a good person. So I brought that up because I want to necessarily say that all con men aren't really bad people. They just money is a motherfucker, dude.
Oh, change up.
Yeah, and being poor will make a motherfucking hustler. Let me tell you, I've hustled in my life, and it's like I call everything I do a hustle, right? Like I could come up with a new gun, even though. That's just street terms. Hustle doesn't always mean bad, like you're really hurting someone or conning someone. But anyway, salting. You ever heard of this? Salting. Salting the mine are terms for a scam in which gemstones or gold or are planted in a mine on the landscape, duping the mark into purchasing shares in a worthless or non-existent mining company. During gold rushes, scammers would load shotguns with gold dust and shoot into the sides of the mine to give appearance of a rich ore. thus salting the mine. Examples include a diamond hoax of 1872 and the Bre-X gold fraud in the mid-1990s. The trick was featured in the HBO series Deadwood when AI, an EB farm trick Brom Garrett into. Okay, it goes about that show. Salting the mine. I've heard it. There's actually there's a movie called Gold with Matthew McConaughey in the I think it was in the 80s or 90s. There's this big old salting thing happened where this guy told everybody that there was gold, and boy, he hustled a lot of people. And basically, they get little shards of gold or whatever, and say it's a gold mine. It's a good con, but there you go again. Greed.
Oh, yeah. It will be the common thread through tonight's show will be greed.
Yeah. The Spanish prisoner. I've never heard of this, but I may have and just didn't realize. Let me say the Spanish prisoner scam and its modern variant, advanced free scam, or Nigerian letter scam. The basic premise involves enlisting the mark to aid in retrieving some stolen. Okay, yes, we all have heard this. Retrieve stolen money, and it's hot from its hiding place. The victim sometimes believes he can cheat the con artists out of their money, but anyone trying this has already fallen for the essential con by believing that the money is there to steal. See also black money scam. Note that the classic Spanish prisoner trick also contains an element of the romance scam. So okay, there's a romance scam below. Many common employ extra tricks to keep the victim from going to the police. A common ploy of investment scammers is to encourage a mark to use money concealed from tax authorities. The mark cannot go to the authorities without revealing that he has committed tax fraud. So basically, this is making someone else think that they're the con man. Like, okay, I got this money that can't be retrieved if you do it. So I don't know. It's kind of a complicated scam.
Yeah, it's just basically one of the 419 things from Nigeria now. This is what's commonly referred to as a 419. So you get the email, oh, we've got this amount of money in here, and it's just one of 100 variances, and they'll go, if you give us this amount, we can clear customs and pay all the fees, and we'll send you this $15 million, and it'll arrive 2 days later. And there are people out there, boom, hey, look, that common thread, get greedy. And my dad's actually known one of these people, was a friend of the family, and he started getting fleeced, and my dad straight up just went, you're getting scammed, mate. What are you fucking sending your money? He's just, no, I'm not going to do well. And it bled him over an 18-month period. They bled him dry of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Because he thought he was getting a payday of $15 million. He was fucking sure of it. And eventually he lost his house and ended up having his son had to take him in. And yeah, it's fucked up. You just smart people, greed, the intelligence just goes and disappears.
Yeah. The next one is it makes me feel bad because they're taking advantage of old people. The grandparent scam. A grandparent gets a call or email from someone claiming to be their grandchild, saying that they're in trouble abroad. For instance, the scammer may claim to have been arrested and require money to be wired for bail, and ask the victim not to tell the grandchild's parents, as they would only get upset. The call is fraudulent impersonation. The name of the grandchild typically obtained from social media postings, and any money wired out of the country is gone forever. That's so dirty.
I mean, I guess you're taking advantage of the fact that a lot of them can't hear well over the phone either, because I would think that like my grandparents would have recognized my voice, but yeah, when their hearing starts going, especially when they're not admitting it.
And it also said emails and messages and stuff like that. So it's not necessarily phone, but it did say call too. Again, elderly people I think a lot of times, elderly people are more prone to being scammed than, go ahead.
I've watched this. I've seen this because one of my things, I watch all the different scam betas on it. YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
This one is actually someone ringing up pretending to be a sheriff or a parole officer or one of these things, saying, "Listen, we've got your grandson,
Yeah,
and he's going to go up the river to the big house for 5 years if you don't come up with this amount of bail. If you don't do it within 2 hours, he's gone." And they just get a credit card number, run it, and it's straight offshore to wherever the hell it's gone and disappears into the vapor, and that money's toast. But yeah, that's how they get them. It's not actually
so dirty.
Yeah, they're not trying to impersonate the grandson. They're just making out like that that relative's been arrested and you're their only hope.
Yeah, they're like that. Yeah, and sometimes they impersonate the grandchildren. But yeah, I've heard of that one doing that way too.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, see here. Okay, look, I think if you get victimized, you get victimized no matter what age. But if you're taking advantage of older people or young people, it always seems more of a dirtier crime. And it just really irritates me that these people taking advantage of these, because these elderly people don't know. I mean, they get to a point like I imagine some of them are really elderly, and most of them, these con men know how to pick the right ones, and it's just so shitty.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for more international cooperation and technological breakthroughs so they can start grabbing these fuckers when they're doing it in real time. And it's one of those sort of crimes where it's like hard labor in a very cold place, doing a hard job. That'd be a just sort of punishment.
Yeah. Can we take a moment to appreciate Raising Girls' cleavage?
You're right.
Look at that. Yes, them titties are big. I all of a sudden sounded like JFK. Those titties are big. But yeah, it's just dirty. It's just so dirty. Anyways, the next is the romance scam. Yeah.
This one makes me fucking fume because I know about this one.
The traditional romance scam has now moved to internet dating sites. The con activity cultivates a romantic relationship, which often involves promises of marriage. However, after some time, it becomes evident that this internet sweetheart is stuck in his or her home country or a third country, lacking the money to leave and thus unable to be united with the mark. The scam then becomes advanced fee fraud or check fraud, and a wide variety of reasons can be offered for the trickster's lack of cash. But rather than just borrow the money from the victim, advanced fee fraud, the con man normally declares that he has checks which the victim can cash on his behalf and remit the money via non-reversible transfer services to help facilitate the trip. Of course, the checks are forged or stolen, and the con man never makes the trip. The hapless victim ends up with a large debt and an aching heart. The scam can be seen in the movie Nights of Cabiria.
Yeah, there's in Australia there's a big problem. Actually, there's at least there's enough people been done by this scam in Australia that they go to the police station once a month to all meet up. And there's actually a 60-minute special from Australia where they do a full investigation. The brother of this lady wants to help his sister. They basically fucking get this guy arrested. It goes through the whole story, and they find this guy. They fly to fucking, is it Malaysia or somewhere? They get the Malaysian police involved. They actually ping the guy, and they ring the fucking lady from the scammer's phone overseas, and they're saying, "Do you believe this yet, that this is a scam?" And she breaks down crying. This is how fucked up these people are and just how lonely they are. A week later, she's back on the website and she's talking to another guy. Mm-hmm. They bring the fucking 60 Minutes crew back around, and they prove to her this is also a scammer, and she just breaks down in tears, and that they just end the show and say, sadly, she still goes on dating websites looking for these people.
Yeah, it is sad when you talk. Yeah, I mean, that's what con men do, though. They look for the weak one. So they look for.
Yeah, that loneliness is a weakness, and they'll exploit it.
It's like with the elderly people; they look for that weakness. They look when people are real lonely, they're desperate, right? So yeah, this is it's a shitty ass thing to do to people, but that's the reason I always try to tell people, even if you're lonely, you know, don't make you. It's hard because people are willing to trust people at points like that in their life. People can't be trusted. It's
loneliness is an easy one to prey on too, man. Like everybody I know, not that I'm like, but everybody I know, that I know a fair amount of people who play MMORPGs. Just about every dude I know has at least had someone approach them as a, like, you know what I mean? Like, but most of them roll with girls online or supposed girls online. There was a whole big scandal with my one boy that I grew up with because his friend was devastated that some chick he'd been dating for a year was straight up like just lying about being a chick so he could give him free stuff, and was buying him all kinds of hell stuff, supporting him for a year in this game, basically paying for everything for him just because he said he was a chick.
Yeah, and the thing that a lot of people say, well, there's a lot of people like, there's no way I can get food like this. Well, they don't immediately start asking for money. It's a hustle, it's a con. So they win your confidence. Hence confidence, confidence,
yep.
Man. They win your confidence by being the sweetest person. They learn what you like and what you dislike, and they prey on every little thing, and they win you over.
Yep, I had, when I first got on the internet, this was awesome. I knew about most of the scams already, and I started getting emails from a lady named Svetlana, and a whole bunch of photos, not just one or two, a whole fucking shit ton. And I'm just like, yeah, let's see where this goes. So I start playing. I go, oh yeah, blah blah blah. And for 6 weeks, we were just making nice, talking about different shit, all of her hobbies and that. And they put in some work for the background story and all the photos to go along with it. So they actually must have paid a model to do all this photo shoots and shit. And then about 6 weeks in, it hit. Oh, listen, I'm about to get my internet cut off. I need some help. If I get my internet cut off, we can't talk anymore. Can you send me this much money so we can continue talking? And I just went, yeah, listen, I hate to tell you, but you kind of worked out you're a scammer when you sent that first lot of photos. It's a nice photo model, but you're not getting any shekels out of me. Sorry. Bye-bye.
And here's something I've told people before. If you start talking to someone like that, and first off, if they say that they don't have a webcam, they can't afford webcams, always check the video. Always make sure they got a video, and tell them, look, there's a $10 camera at Walmart. Go buy one, because, and also if they send you pictures like Red said, do an image search.
Yes, Google image search wasn't a thing back then, but you can find out if it's a stock photo from some shitty website or a photo model, because usually the photo models have got portfolios that they like to put out on websites so they can get work.
See, this is the kind of thing that I never messed around online. You know what I mean? Never with, like, not even with like talking to people until this video stuff came up, because now I can hear your voice, I can see your face. We exchange phone numbers, you know what I mean? Like, I know where you are, who you are, what you look like, what you sound like. I'd recognize your voice on the phone, but I would never have met you guys the way I've met you now. Even to this extent, like, let alone to be con. Like, I don't know why anybody did stuff like that online before video calls, because it just doesn't make sense to me. How do you prove it? How do you say you're dating someone if you don't even know what they look and sound like at the same time?
Well, back in Yahoo chat days, this is before the Google image search thing. I was talking to this chick. She sent me a picture, pretty girl. But for some reason, she said something that got me thinking. And then when she sent me the picture, I remembered. I was like, this face looks familiar for some reason. How do I know this person? Well, and he just kept on hitting me, and I just couldn't shake that. Well, I started looking through these the obituary things, and it was a picture of a girl that I said didn't know the person, but I remember seeing the picture in obituary. She was, and it was a local girl, and it was this was so rare that this happened. This person like lived in another country, if I remember correctly. But the person, they found a picture online of a local Mississippi girl, and I remember seeing this chick in the obituaries, and I was like, well, fuck. But yeah, so yeah. At least I didn't get hustled or anything, but I got a feeling it was coming.
Yep.
It's just crazy though that, how we think we're not gullible. We think we would never fall for shit like this. But when they win you over like that, remember they don't do it. Most of them don't do it immediately. They win you over. They find what you like, what you dislike, your weaknesses, your strengths, and they play that shit. And then you fall for the person, I guess. And you actually do have feelings for the person. And why wouldn't you trust someone you have feelings for, right? That's the way we are as people. It's just a human thing. We trust the people that we care for. And they make you care for them. So even though you think you can't be gullible, you can be.
Yeah, feeling stupid is kind of pointless. I mean, learn and shore up your weaknesses, but most people are susceptible to a good comment because they know where to look for your weakness. They can use a general conversation to suss out exactly what angle to come at you with.
Yeah. Yeah. And if a guy tells you he has a 9-inch penis, he's probably lying online. Pig in a poke, cat in a bag. That's what it can be called either one, I guess. Pig in a poke originated in the late Middle Ages. The con entails a sale of what is claimed to be a small pig in a poke, a bag. Some people don't know that's what they used to call a bag, a poke. The bag actually contains a cat, not particularly prized as a source of meat. If one buys the bag without looking inside it, why would you do that? Anyways, looking inside it, the person has bought something of less value than was assumed and has learned firsthand the lesson. Okay, basically what it is they tell me there's a pig in a bag and they say it ends up being a cat. That con would never work today.
Oh. I don't know. Let's find out.
But then again, it has spawned off other
similar things. You know what I mean? Like cons, like the I guess if you're looking for the updated version of that, if you're like knockoffs would be something similar to that, like where they don't give you a chance to really inspect it. It's a good knockoff.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I'm in a hurry. You make the exchange, and then you end up with a knockoff.
Do you guys? You go, boss.
Now I was going to say, interesting little tidbit here. This is actually where the saying, the phrase "letting the cat out of the bag" came from.
Oh wow!
There is actually something similar, a modern day version. It's the white van selling the stereo speakers. Have you come across that one?
Do what now?
A white van selling stereo speakers or fucking electronic goods of some description.
Yeah,
you'd be at a car park. That's the modern version.
I'm looking at it right now. White van speakers. I'm looking at it right.
That's the modern fucking version of
yeah.
Right. And what they do is, this has happened to me more than once. And I was at Duranbar Beach. It's like I'm pulling up to go surfing, and this fucking white van circles around. And they see me go, "Hey mate." I go, "Yeah, what do you want? You want to buy some speakers?" And I'm what? What? He's just got some speakers, and he opens up the back of the van. It's like chock-a-block full of boxes and speakers. He's got, "Yeah, we've had a blunder with the order. We've got to blow these out. The boss is going to fucking skin us alive if we don't get fucking rid of them at cost, mate. So we're doing them at cost. Oh, yeah, they're bloody grouse, mate." Blah, blah, blah. I just went, "Yeah, listen, mate, this is the beach, and you're probably going to sell 0 sets of speakers because you know what people don't do when they come to the beach? Fill up their fucking wallet full of money and then leave it sitting in the car while they're out in the water a few hundred meters away so people can come and throw a rock through your window and take all your fucking money, you fucking idiots." And I said, "P.S. I know you're scamming. Fuck off." And the police was actually coming down the fucking road, and they've jumped in their car and just gone, pew. They fucking, as soon as they saw the cops, they legged it. They were out. And yeah, that's the one. You get the speakers home, and if they actually work, they're shit. But usually you plug them in and they'll start a fire.
God damn. Yeah, that was right. That's considered a gold brick scam, just like the other one we were talking about, the pig and the Pope. These are gold brick scams.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know what the gold brick has anything to do with it. The next kind of category
is it like painting a brick gold and saying it's a gold brick?
Yeah, I guess, probably so. But then the next topic in this is like extortion or false injury tricks. But yeah, so the Badger game. The Badger game extortion was perpetrated largely upon married men. The mark is deliberately coerced into compromising position. A supposed affair, for example, then threatened with public exposure of his acts unless blackmail money is paid. Yeah, this happens a lot.
Oh yeah.
This happens a lot. There's a lot of young females, nice looking ladies, that will seek out married men with money, powerful men, people who are in position that if they do something, get caught publicly, can ruin their fucking lives, and they fuck them and then they blackmail them.
There's a whole deal in politics like that. They target politicians specifically with cons like that.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. And a man with a dick, so that's most of us, a straight man with a dick is easily conned by shit like this because, oh, I know you guys will say, not me. Bullshit. Because let me tell you something. Most men are horny. Most men love women. Most straight men. This is a con that most men can easily get caught in. If they're cheaters. Let me put that out there. If they don't truly love their wife and don't, but and then again, it's not always mean they don't love their wives. I mean, some people are just, I don't know, but it's easy to con a penis.
I would have to agree with that.
Look, I've always said this: if you are a woman and you broke, something wrong with you. Because you got a gold mine between your legs.
Honesty problem. I have a fucking honesty problem.
Is that me or her?
Rehab me, John. Did you freeze? Did I freeze?
What? Is the boss? I think he's frozen. You there, boss?
Okay, that's him, not us. Okay.
I'm lagging out. I think we've got some technical issues.
No. I'm not looking at the feed. Are you looking at YouTube? You drive?
Yeah, you're chopping up as well. So, what's going on here? I don't know what's going on. Folks in chat, can you hear us? Type 1 if you can hear anybody talking to you. Please type 1 if you can hear anybody. I'll have to wait about 20 seconds now because YouTube suck. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so they can hear us, just not Pimp. So, got fucking two of them in here.
The internet farted for a minute. I don't know what just happened. The internet went poof.
It was Yuri. Yuri was hacking your systems. That's
yeah. The internet went completely. I was like, oh shit.
It's like Yuri said, yeah, it's not streaming for you.
Anyways, I don't even know what I was saying now. So if it goes out again,
just went.
Damn it.
I apologize, guys.
It's lagging out pretty bad then.
I'm having internet issues, so if it goes out, then we may have to do this tomorrow.
All right.
All
right, let's keep going. So who was the last one you hit on the list?
I don't even remember.
That was the
Badger game.
Yeah, that's right. The honey pot. Yeah, it's basically hot chick, dude with penis, scam.
Yeah.
Bang them and blackmail. Yeah, it's just a gig. Blackmail. Yeah.
Ball sack means money bags. Anyways, bogus dry cleaning bill scam is the next one. A mail fraud that is typically perpetrated on restaurateurs or whatever the fuck that word is. This scheme takes a receipt from a legitimate dry cleaner in the target city, duplicates it thousands of times, and sends it to every upscale eatery in town. An attached note claims a server in the victim's restaurant spilled food, coffee, wine, or salad dressing on a diner's expensive suit or clothes, and demands reimbursement for dry cleaning costs. And as the amount fraudulently claimed from each victim is relatively low, some will give the scammers the benefit of the doubt or simply seek to avoid the nuisance of further action and pay the claim. The scammer's return address is a drop box. The rest of the contact information is fictional or belongs to an innocent third party. The original dry cleaning shop, which has nothing to do with the scheme, receives multiple irate inquiries from victimized restaurants. So basically, they pick a low amount to say, "Hey, look, you owe me a dry cleaning bill because you spilled food on my fucking suit," and then they do it to several restaurants though and make a good bit of money.
God damn.
That's actually smart as shit.
And it's a good hustle. It's a good hustle.
Yeah. If you're gonna do things like that, if you're gonna pull a scam, it's like the one from the Superman movie. It's been where they take the half cents and the tiny little amounts of money and no one notices, and you just do that over all the accounts and just let it start to build up like a fucking ocean. It keeps trickling. That's a smart way to do it. Instead of going and grabbing $1 billion, someone's going to fucking notice you're doing that. But if you're taking half a cent from every account once a day, no one's going to fucking notice that bleed straight away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a good way to do it. You go small amount and then get big amount. That's how you do it. It's still a hustle. It's still bad, but it's a decent hustle though.
It'll be harder to get. What I'm trying to say is it's harder to get caught. Anonymity is longevity. If you stay out of sight, no one notices you, and no one notices things are going wrong until you've made off with the ill-gotten gain, so to speak.
Yeah.
Actually, I've got a quick story about. I can't drop any names, but this has actually happened now. Many years ago in Australia, when they had horse races, they used to, before the telly and radio and all that was well established, they used to send things by telegraph, and there'd be a delay in the race. And what happened was, this group of people decided to make some money. They went out. A lot of people went out to a remote spot where the telegraph line was, and they heard the race get called in one place, cut the line, but had a way to communicate with the other place, placed some bets before the line got fixed, and cleaned up a whole bunch of money before they realised what was going on. And they could never prove that it actually happened. There was no evidence to prove that they pulled off a fast one like that. And soon after that, they started doing pretty well live broadcasting to stop the chance of that ever happening again.
Oh, shit.
True story. And after the show, I'll give you a name and we'll have a good chuckle. But I'm not mentioning the name now.
That's all right. You don't want to start no drama. I get it.
Yeah.
Then clip joint or flesh plat is an establishment, usually a strip club or entertainment bar, typically one claiming to offer adult entertainment or bottle services, in which customers are tricked into paying money and receive poor or no goods or services in return. Typically, clip joints suggest the possibility of sex, charge excessively high prices for watered-down drinks, then eject customers when they become unwilling or unable to spend more money. The product of service may be illicit, offering the victim no resources, though official or legal channels. This used to happen a lot. There was a bar not too far from here. They used to do this. They bring you in. You spend all your money basically, for watered down drinks and these little strippers that making you think that you're going to get more. And then as soon as you run out of money, you can't spend any more money. They kick you out the bar. This I actually was at this bar, right? I was actually at this bar, and my friend did this. He spent like $200 or $300 in this damn strip club, and then the guy, he has no more money, so he's just there enjoying the show. Then after he spent all his money, the owner comes over and says, "Oh, you got to spend more money." And my friend was like, "I didn't spend all my money." He said, "Well, this isn't a free show." And my friend was like, "I know, I just spent $300. I know it's not a goddamn free show." Well, if you're not spending money, you got to leave.
God damn.
Yeah, so this actually does happen a lot. I don't know if it's still happening a lot, but I know it used to happen a lot. This bar was known for this shit. And there's nothing really legally you can do about it at all. And, because first of all, you really don't, a lot of guys aren't going to want to do anything legal about it because they're in a strip club and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's a good hustle, I guess. I mean,
not a good way to keep your club open for a long time because word's going to get around eventually that you just throw people out and you're going to have to shut down and move on. You'd be better off offering a really cool club for your locals to hang out at so they want to spend their fucking money there.
Yeah.
God damn. That's a bit of a dumb scam, really. It's like it's a very limited amount of time,
Well, I don't think that they're in it for long periods. So, make a good bit of money. I mean, you think about it. Look, fuck. You open the bar for, let's say, 6 months, and you got guys coming in spending $300 or $400 a pop or more.
In a big city, it'd work. In a smaller country, sort of rural setting, that's a big city scam. We'll say that one.
Yeah,
that's its category. Big city scam.
And this wasn't the bar I was at wasn't even actually in a big city. So there you go. Bogus or fraudulent law firms. A bogus or dishonest law firm is a valuable tool to a scammer in various ways. It can send requests for upfront payments in relation to inheritance coming from unknown relatives, a form of advanced fee fraud. It also makes an effective fraudulent collection agency as victims fear having to pay their own counsel hundreds of dollars per hour to defend against frivolous lawsuits. In some cases, the dishonest lawyer is merely part of a larger fraudulent scheme. A real estate fraud may involve taking deposits for a project for construction, where in theory the lawyer is holding money in escrow, guarding down payments, a trust fund, assets until a real estate deal closes. When the project is never completed, investors seek their money back, but find the supposed trust fund is empty as both lawyer and real estate developer are fraudulent.
God damn.
This happens a lot. This is a well-known thing. It's basically, get a fucking shady ass lawyer, I guess, and say you got inheritance coming, but you got to pay this much money for it. It's just crazy. Again, it's all about greed, and when people think that they're getting millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars, why wouldn't they spend a couple thousand, right? I'm about to get this much money back. And, when you're standing outside the con, how could you fall for that? But when it's happening to you, you're thinking, well, I'm about to get all this money. I'm going to easily give this lawyer $5,000 because I'm about to get $100,000. So it's most, like I said, I like to think I wouldn't get food, but I don't know.
Yeah, this just about it. It's like if one of the things I may get suckered in is the purchase of a guitar. Like there are fakes out there now. If people spend a little bit of time, they could really do a good fake, and that would be the one thing that may catch me out if it was a really good counterfeit of a Gibson or a Fender. I may have a hard time telling them apart. But there are tells. But yeah, anyone could be fooled. Yeah, look,
like I would imagine you would play. So even if you got ripped off, I would imagine you would feel like it at least plays like one of them. So at least there's that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Even Penn and Teller can be fooled. So there's that. If you can fool some of the best magicians in the planet. So everyone is capable of being fooled and hoodwinked. And it's like, it's just depending. What's your weakness? What gets you that tunnel vision? So you take your eyes off the big picture, so they can do that sleight of hand and pull the flim flam and get you.
The flim flam.
The old flim flam.
Here's what is a gambling trick. Is what this is. Glim dropper. Am I froze again? Okay, no.
No, you're good. You're good.
The Glim Dropper scam is a variation of the fiddle game. And the fiddle game was above this one, but it was just way too long to fucking read. It requires several accomplices, one of whom must be a one-eyed man. One grifter goes into a store and pretends he lost his glass eye. Everyone looks around, but the eye cannot be found. He declares that he will pay $1,000 reward for the return of his eye, leaving contact information the next day. An accomplice enters the store, pretends to find the eye. The storekeeper, the attended griftee, thinking of the reward, offers to take it and return it to its owner. The finder insists that he will return it himself and demands the owner's address. Thinking he will lose all chance of the reward, the storekeeper offers $100 for the eye. The finder, okay. This con, you remember Zombieland, right?
I was just going to say that. That's the opening that the girls pull that in Zombieland.
Yeah, it was a ring instead of the eye. This is a very well-known scam, and you know, I can see people falling for this because they're thinking, hell. But there it goes again. It takes advantage of people's greed.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a perfect example of taking advantage of people's greed, because it actually turns this person into kind of a shady con man. It turns the victim into a kind of a shady con man if you think about it, because
makes them their idea.
Yeah, exactly. Makes them think, you know, it's a good con if you can pull it off. But I don't know. It would be kind of funny for one-eyed man come in. But you could do it with anything. You could do it with a ring, a watch, a wallet, or whatever, dude. And yeah, I can see it happening because people want money. You know, and like I said earlier about, you know, paying $5,000, thinking you're getting $100,000. Well, this guy, you know, thinking, hey, if I give this guy $100, I'm gonna make $900 profit off this shit. They offered $1,000 reward, right? So taking advantage of the greed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You take your eyes off the big picture yet again, get tunnel vision, and go, oh, money.
Exactly. It's actually kind of a cool con, though. I actually like this con because it really shows. It really is the perfect example of taking advantage of greed. Lottery fraud by proxy is the next one. Lottery fraud by proxy is a scam in which the scammer buys a lottery ticket with old winning numbers. He or she alters the date on the ticket so that it appears to be from the day before and therefore a winning ticket. He or she then sells the ticket to the mark, claiming it is a winning ticket, but for some reason he or she are unable to collect the prize. The particular cruelty in this scam is that the mark attempts to collect the prize. The fraudulently altered ticket will be discovered and the mark held criminally liable. The con was featured in the movie Matchstick Men, where Nicolas Cage teaches it to his daughter. Yeah, see, that's the thing. It makes the person and I can see what reason I don't have any ID, right? I don't have an identification. That's basically what they'll tell the person. But, you know, so I can't collect. So if you give me a certain amount of money, you can have the ticket. So they get the money. Then when the person goes to collect, they are arrested for trying to con. So that's what happens. That the victim not only loses money, they get arrested for trying to con the fucking store away.
See, that one's just straight up evil. At least the last one before it, like, if the person was really a good and honest person, they would just give the forwarding contact information. It's their greed that makes them that makes them suffer.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
It's shitty. It's a shitty
It's
scheme.
not going to take advantage of stupid people, but to set them up in a way that's going to end up getting them in trouble legally, that's just rude.
Because this person, of course, is taking advantage of the greed. But however, this person isn't trying to con anybody. Like the other person actually was trying to con the person by giving them 100, and you know, thinking they're gonna. This person just gave you money for the ticket because you, for some reason, couldn't cash it in, and then they get arrested. Oh, it's fucked up.
They're trying to be nice. I mean, there's an advantage in it for them, but still.
Yeah, it's.
Yes. Hold on. I'd be extremely skeptical of anyone that's like, oh, I've got this winning lottery ticket, but I can't cash it because I committed mass murder and a fair amount of rape in the last week, and if my face is seen anywhere near a newsagent, I'm fucked. So you just give us, I don't know, $100 and you can have this ticket worth $250,000. It's like, yeah, all right, that sounds legit. Fucking hell.
I think it's probably more of like, I would say most of the people that put it say it's probably using I don't have ID.
See, my response to that would be like, didn't you know you needed ID before you played the lottery?
Yeah, but you know, you could either say, well,
most
no.
people don't think like that, though. I'm a cynic.
And then again, and you think you would ask a question like that, but in the middle of getting, you know, hustled, thinking, well, here, I'm about to earn all this money from this lottery ticket. You don't, this is an easy fucking, you know, I give this guy $1,000. I'm about to get 5,000. You know what I'm saying? You know, so in the middle, I mean, logically thinking you would question it and think about that kind of stuff. But during the, you know, in the mix of the, and these con men are good, man. They're they've perfected this shit. They've perfected the hustle. And somebody said, well, it's not hard to get an ID, though. But there you go, though. In the middle of the hustle, you're not thinking about, you know, it's easy to get an ID. And it's not easy to get an ID if you lost all your fucking information also. But then, let me tell you, it took me a long time to get my ID because I lost everything. Social Security card, birth certificate, everything. Because you got to have ID to get ID. And it took me forever to end up getting my ID. But that's a long story I'm not going to get into. And then again, you know, I want to say somebody said this for dumb people. I disagree. Not always. Not always. Oh, I'll never fall for that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're saying a lot of the people that fell for it said the same thing. Okay, let's talk about.
I would not fall for that one. It's like there's no such thing as fucking easy money, and no legit person does that. Just says, oh, I just want to get rid of this money at a quarter of what it's actually worth. It's just like something smells like a fucking dead fish factory.
You know.
Then again,
I'm too used to, like, you know, people trying to get one over on me, I guess, from living near the city. So I mean, we always know, like, you know, that's fine. I'm happy. I can give you half of it, but you're coming in there with me. Like, and as soon as I get the money, I'll give it to you. You think I got that up front? Even if I have like double that in my pocket, I'm not admitting that to somebody because they might living near Philly. In my mind, I'm thinking you might be trying to get me to admit I have cash so you can rob me.
Yeah.
Like, that's where my head goes. But that's the advantage of living near a messed up city.
Yeah. That one to me, that'll work, but not for me. Just that's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they said the same thing. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I can say that too, and I probably would catch it. I probably would. You probably would. But these hustlers, man, these con men, they got away, and then they also are not going to go for people that they think will call you on it too. So I mean, they're just really good con men. So they're not going to pull it on everybody. Okay, let's talk about a few con men themselves. you've all heard of the Ponzi scheme, right? Charles Ponzi, this is where it comes from because of this guy. Ponzi, an Italian immigrant to the United States, became one of the most famous con men in American history. While many people do not know the name Ponzi, the Ponzi scheme is extremely well known and continues today in the internet make money fast schemes. His early life is not entirely known, as he was prone to fabricate stories about it. What is known is that he spent a short amount of time at the university in Rome, and after dropping out, caught a boat to Boston, USA, where he arrived with $250 in his pocket. His early years in the United States were troublesome. He began working at a restaurant, but was soon fired and for playing tricks with the bills and shortchanging customers. His next job was working in a bank in Canada that catered to Italian immigrants. His knowledge of numbers helped him to do very well there. Unfortunately, it turned out the owner of the bank was stealing money from newly opened savings accounts to pay the interest on the interest-bearing accounts and to cover bad investments. The bank owner eventually fled to Mexico and left Ponzi without a job. After writing a fraudulent check and spending a number of years in prison, Ponzi determined to become a wealthy at any cost. Once he had settled into life on the outside, he discovered postal reply coupons through a letter that was sent to him from abroad. He realized that he could forge coupons at massively devalued prices because of price fixing after the war, and then resell them in the United States for a 400% profit. This was a form of and it was legal. Ponzi began to canvass friends and acquaintances for money. There you go. Fuck. Promising them a 50% return on their doubling of their money in 90 days. He started his own company, the Securities Exchange Company, to promote the scheme. The word of this great investment quickly spread, and before long, Ponzi was living in a luxurious mansion. He was bringing in cash at a fantastic rate, but the simplest financial analysts showed that he wasn't making money. He was losing it rapidly. For every dollar he took in, he went more deeply into debt. As long as money kept flowing in, Ponzi would stay ahead of the eventual collapse. People soon began to become suspicious, and the press were starting to publish negative articles about him. Anyways, what it is, he told people he'd double your money. He was taking the money, living this luxurious life in debt. He knew the money was going to keep coming, so he really didn't give a fuck. And the Ponzi scheme. And there's so many versions of the Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, he died in poverty, though.
Yeah, he did. He did. In 1949, he died, actually. He was deported back to Italy. And, this guy, Joseph Joseph Yellow Kid Wells, what they call him, was one of the most famous con men in his era. Over the course of his career, he is believed to have stolen over $8 million. In his first job as a collector, he realized that his co-workers were collecting their debts, but keeping a little part of the money for themselves. Wells started a protection racket, offering not to report their activities in return for a small portion of what they were taking. He also used phony oil deals, women fixed races, and endless list of other tricks to steal from increasingly gullible public. He could change his personality daily to further his gains. One day, he was Dr. Henry Ruel, a noted geologist who traveled around and told his host that he was a representative for a big oil company while draining them for cash they gave him. So basically, he had a lot of different personas, and would go around like, I'm Dr. Flippity Floppity, and he would $8 million.
Damn, that's like the Catch Me If You Can sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Damn, you got to be good though. You have to be confident
But now I do like his idea about he catches these guys stealing money, So he tells them, I'll protect you and not tell on you, and you won't get in trouble if you give me a certain amount of money. That's kind of like the boys that on the street corners that are robbed dope dealers, which I've always thought was cool. What do they call those guys? There's a name for it. Fuck, I can't think of it. But they go around and they rob dope dealers. What the dope dealer gonna do? Turn them into the police?
Chopper Reed. That's what Chopper Reed did.
Yeah.
Here's what Chopper Reed's whole thing was. He said, I don't go and rob your average bloke that works for a fucking living. He said, they're the sort of bloke that, you know, they work for their possessions. And if you try and take that bloke's video, he's going to fucking, he'll fight you for it. He says, but a drug dealer, no. He says, you walk in and point a gun at them, they just throw all their stuff at you just because they're afraid and they just want you to leave. He says, and it's so much easier to rob drug dealers.
Well, they can't exactly call the cops either now, can they? When they've got a bunch of drugs laying around?
In some cases in Australia, they actually could very well do that. And
Really?
They'd ring fucking, you've got no idea. There was a copper so corrupt that he executed someone on the fucking street in broad daylight. Just walked up and went and shot them and went, police business. Fuck, what was his fucking name again? Because him and Chopper Reed actually did a comedy tour together, a spoken words comedy tour. Was it? Hold on, I'll look this up on Google. But I'll tell you who it is. But that's what Chopper Reed used to do, was rob drug dealers.
Yeah, okay. I knew a guy who, let's just say I knew a guy who tried this one time. He went to this house where. This is locally too, so I knew all the people involved. And like I said, I've said this publicly before. I used to deal back in the day, so I knew a lot of bad people. Let's just say that I knew a lot of rough people. But anyways, there was this house that was known for selling drugs, mostly heroin at the time. And believe it or not, heroin did have a moment down here, then meth took over. There was mostly heroin. Well, this guy was going to go into the house, him and his boys, and rob the house. What they fucking stupid asses didn't think about is the dudes that were selling the drugs were some crazy motherfuckers. And they never went around without their guns. So they went into the house to rob these motherfuckers. I think there was 3 of them. I think all 3 of them got shot.
Fucking hell.
None of them died. Apparently, none of them died. But they all 3 got shot, and the people that was in the house, none of them got hurt. So there you go. There's a robber and a drug guy got one gone bad. I think there was 3 of them, if I'm not mistaken. But I know one guy got shot in the ass. I do remember that. He literally got shot in his ass.
Jesus.
Trying to run away, but like, pop.
Something bit me, like Forrest Gump. Yeah. But yeah, he got shot in the ass. I do. That's the reason I remember it so well, because the dude got shot in the buttocks.
Right. I've found the name of the cop, the policeman in question. If you want to do a little bit of reading, read up on Roger Rogerson. Basically, he's now in jail because he was found guilty of killing a gentleman by the name of Jamie Gow during a drug deal. They had him under surveillance, and they filmed 3 people going into this shed. Mm-hmm. Only 2 came out, but one of them was carrying a surfboard cover that looked like something was in it, and then they went out and went fishing the next day. Body was never recovered, but they know that he went into that shed. They filmed him going in, and then only 2 of them ever came out under their own steam. And he's the guy that also executed the guy on the street, also suspected of killing Sally Ann Huxtable and a bunch of other horrendous shit. And he was the guy that if you're a drug dealer and had a problem, you'd call Roger, and he'd go around and sort your fucking problem out if you paid him.
Yeah, I knew a guy that did stuff like that too back in the day. That would collect money for certain people. I'm not gonna say who it was. I'm not gonna say who it was.
Look, this guy was a copper, and he would protect certain dealers, and the other dealers would get busted, and their stuff that they got taken from that busted end up with the other dealer. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was real bad.
But you know, people who grew up on the streets and stuff, they always have to figure out a hustle. They do. You have to figure out a hustle. Poor people figure out hustles. And some of them are kind people. Some of them are just, some hustles are just like using what you got. Like, you know, I knew a guy who used to use, because he knew how to throw his hands a little bit, so he would do certain things for people. Yeah.
Protection rackets. That's a pretty good sort of, that's a real good confidence. It's like, hey, listen, we're going to look after your shop here, because if you don't give us a certain amount of money per week, something horrible is going to happen to your shop. And you go, what do you mean? And then they'll go and knock down a shelf full of your shit. But in
that's
return,
a big mobster scheme there. The mafia used to do that shit all the time.
And apparently some of the mobsters did provide protection to those shops, so it would stop other gangs from coming into town and trying to get money out of them as well, and stand over money. And then, yeah, fuck, what a clusterfuck.
Mm-hmm. I knew a guy who, somebody came to this guy and they told him that someone stole their wedding engagement ring, and that they would pay the dude a handsome fee if the dude went and collected the ring. And I did it. I mean, allegedly. He did it. He did
Allegedly.
He did it.
Edit.
Yeah.
Quick, edit.
He did it allegedly, not me. I would never do anything like that. I would never beat the guy up and take the ring.
Yeah. So can you just say allegedly 2 or 3 times so we can slot it in there with an edit afterwards?
I asked nicely is what I did. I went in there and nicely said, "Sir, could you please return the ring?" "Oh, did your nose just break?"
Allegedly.
He fell.
He fell down. I tried to catch him with my fist. Anyways, I only did that thing one time, though. I did do it one time.
This one time at band camp.
Yeah. Pay up. Here's a pay up or be arrested scam.
Ah, yes.
This scam is perpetrated. Yeah. This scam is perpetrated through the phone, where the caller threatens the victim with a fictitious arrest warrant. To make this threat seem real, the caller ID identifies the caller as that of the local sheriff. Victims are told they must pay a fine to avoid arrest. Fines are in the hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars. The payment is requested through Western Union, Green Dot prepaid card, or similar form of unattractable currency exchange. Now, see, here's a con that I would like to think, like earlier, like I said, that I wouldn't fall for. But during the moment, could you fall for it? Possibly.
Well, it depends. Now, let's do a dramatized reenactment of one of these calls. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Chuck Norris, and I am calling you from the Department of Justice. Today, we will be sending a rescue unit around to your house to beat you to death and motorboard you unless you be paying $125,000. Thank you very much. Please to be buying the iTunes cards. I don't think I'm going to fall for that.
No, some of them are just odd. See, that's the thing where I don't find it to be con, because, like I said, the word con comes from confidence. I think a true con, you have to earn the person's confidence. That's not going to earn nobody's confidence there.
No, it's not.
Well, I guess there is, in that you're trying to make them confident that you are what you say you are.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, that happens a lot, and it's mostly older people who get caught up in it, and they only get saved if they happen to call one of their kids or grandkids who, they're asking to borrow money because they don't want to get in trouble, who've been aware of these schemes.
Yeah, and like what Red said, that seemed ridiculous, right? The people doing it, and they do that. But and most people aren't going to fall for that, but they make 1,000 calls a day.
Yeah,
right?
Shotgun. Exactly. They shotgun, scatter, and hope for a result, and they just go fucking fishing. And in Australia, they do the same thing
too. It's a scare tactic. Nobody wants, you know what I mean? Like, when you don't know what you're doing, you've dealt with any sort of collection agency. Collection people are very aggressive. Legitimate collection people are very aggressive. So when you're dealing with somebody who's coming off aggressive and they're threatening legal action against you, or you know what I mean, like the people will scramble. It would scare me until I convinced myself that it wasn't real. It would scare me for a minute.
Yeah, we get debt collectors in Australia, but they sort of do it old school in Australia. If, say, your phone bill goes overdue, they'll sell it to a debt collection agency. That debt collection agency will ring you once and go, listen, you've got 14 days to pay up, or else the thing goes up and we'll really start chasing you. And if you let it slip, on the 15th day, you'll hear, debt collection agency, they don't ring you up anymore. They send a big motherfucker around to your house to try and put the mockers on you.
Yeah.
And the last dude that came around to my house over an internet bill, I went, here's the deal. I signed up to that fucking company. It never fucking worked. I told them to shove it up their ass and I never used the service, mate. I said, so good luck bleeding me. I can prove through phone records that I tried to use it for a day and a half and it never fucking worked. I said, you've bought a bad debt there, mate. I'd have bought this mission right now and never bother coming back because you can't get blood from a stone, mate. I said, have a fucking great day, and slammed the door in his face. And I heard him sign, just walk away, get his car, and they never came back.
There you go. It's crazy.
Huh?
Yeah. I bluffed my way out of it, but I also could have proved that the service never worked. And I pointed out that by Australian law, you can't fuck someone over. In the first week of a purchase, you get the fuck out of contracts. And I went,
see, Red's not being completely honest here. He sucked the bill collector's dick.
oh, I gave him a reach around.
Allegedly.
Did they really choose big people intentionally? Because in a way, that's kind of a scare tactic. Like that's
It is.
It is a scare tactic.
Psychology against you. Like a lot of people would be intimidated by that, like, and think that they're physically threatened, even though they're not. Like, yeah, they give you the idea of it. Yeah, they give you the idea of it. Yeah.
Well, I'm 6'3" tall, but really skinny, so big blokes don't intimidate me because usually I'm looking at them eye to eye. And you know, the worst they can do is beat the shit out of me and maybe kill me. It's like they're still not getting me to pay the bill.
Talking about, earlier we mentioned, like, I don't think I'd fall for that. See, here's the we mentioned it, or like kind of rushed over it earlier, but the guy who sold the Eiffel Tower twice. That's a scam I don't think I'd fall for.
Well, he was smart about it, and he marketed that scam to the right people, and he sold it as they were going to pull the Eiffel Tower down, even, and that was going to be scrap. And back then, scrap was that metal was worth quite a bit of money and could have been reused in another project without too much modification. So whoever did it was going to. They thought, hello, payday. Obviously, they didn't do much checking and check with the French government or the Parisian council at the time. So, are you selling this thing legit or what? And what else have they sold? Apparently, there's been I think someone tried to sell the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Yeah. That's been done. I'm pretty sure the Golden Gate Bridge as well.
I've heard somebody has sold the Golden Gate Bridge. I do believe.
Statue of Liberty, I do believe. Yep. That was one of them.
Yep.
Now, to fall for that one, that's like, yeah, come on. This is a bit of a flim-flam, isn't it? Bit of flim-flam.
Flim-flam. That, I don't know, just, like I said, I would love to think I wouldn't fall for that because, that just seems like an awful. It just seems like that's far-fetched, man. You're going to sell me the Statue of Liberty, really?
That's the sort of scam you try and pull with Elon Musk and Richard Branson, people with so much fucking money and with such crazy ideas that they might actually, but they'd have to be really high on something.
At that point, huh? So we've covered greed and lust, but now we're covering vanity because that's basically what something like that is taking advantage of.
Absolutely.
You have to appeal to their sense of you can buy this. This is on the market, but only for people like you. And here's my fancy paperwork. And hurry up before you get outbid.
Yeah, the ultra wealthy. It's like, you can buy one of these landmarks, one of the world's best known structures, and tear it down and do with it as you will. It's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, here's one. And we all know this is a fucking hustle, right? So I wanted to talk about this. And it really pisses me off. And this is why, these mediums, right? These people who are talking to your, past loved ones. To me, that is so fucking dirty. That's one of the dirty low life scams there. But yeah, people should know better. But when you lose someone you love, it's taking advantage of a really big weakness. And yeah, most of us are logically thinking, and they're not going to go to a fucking psychic. But some of us, believe in shit like this, and some of us are, so desperate to want to have answers of why, and want to tell the person that they love them because maybe something went wrong. And people who take advantage of that should be punched in the eyes a lot.
Yeah. Grieving people, that is a time where I would even probably fall susceptible to things because, you know what I mean? Like, even if it's something like, there are straight up hardcore Catholics that would fall for something like that because they just want the chance. You just want the chance. It's you're in so much pain, and that is, they should be kicked in the dick for that one.
There's one category worse, and that's the fuckers. The psychics and the mediums that prey on the people with the missing children and say, oh, I can see, and I can see little Susie. She's still alive, but she's in a dark place, and she's crying out for you. And here she's near a place with a hill with a pine tree and a big rock, and the fucking people will just start throwing. Now, what was the lady? There was another one.
That's more fucked up than preying on somebody who's lost someone.
James Randi exposed that bitch Sylvia or whatever her name was, and she said she was going to take the challenge. And she used to do that, and she charges for half an hour of phone call. It's a couple of $100 fucking dollars. You never meet the lady in person. She rings you and goes, "Oh yeah, no, I think your daughter's still alive," and you will throw money at her. And people have booked up to her. It was like over 2 years to wait to talk to her on the fucking phone, and. There's never been a credible case solved by a fucking psychic that I'm aware of. If anyone can show me different, please pony up show me the receipts. I'll just leave it at that because I know there's no fucking credible evidence to show on a psychic's ever solved a fucking murder or anything like that. So don't even bother trying to show me that there has been because I just know that they fucking haven't. They're the lowest of the low. The psychics and the mediums that fucking try and mess with people that have got missing children.
Yeah, I mean, anybody like someone a lost loved one, especially it does make it worse since it's a child. It seems worse anyway. It's taking advantage of someone's emotional weakness. Someone's
That is I'm with him because as a mom, I've lost track of my kid for 5 minutes and could not explain to any other human being the exact feelings I had of panic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Like adults, when my mum passed, I was a Christian at the time, and I used to pray to God. And it's like, if I got hoodwinked by a medium, all right, that's due to my grief. But to fucking exploit the grief of or the fucking total anxiety of a mother with a missing child, that's another level of fucked up right there, in my humble opinion. Yeah.
No, it's definitely fucked up.
I'd probably go to jail. If somebody did that to me, I would probably end up in jail because I would do them serious bodily harm. I'm just saying, like, at your own risk, buddies, because I will find a dark place and take your teeth out one at a time if you mess with me when it comes to my kids. Sorry.
Yeah. And that's why I give that Sylvia lady a special vote. And any psychic that's done work with missing children,
are you talking about Sylvia Brown?
Is that the one that she's the one that accepted James Randi's challenge but never fucking showed up to conduct the test because she knew she was not going to pass because she was a fraudulent fucking cow. Yes, I said it. Come at me.
I think her name's Sylvia Brown, but I might be wrong. But she used to be on the Montel Williams show all the time.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah. And those people and all of those TV, and you know why this shit got so much grip in the 20th century? Fucking putting them on TV shows and legitimizing them with good editing. Like, what's his name?
John Edward.
That's the fucker. Yeah. If you look at his raw footage and then look at the show, there'll be about 2 hours of difference in footage, and there'll be so many misses during the raw footage. It's not funny.
He's a shit, dude.
Yeah.
He's a real piece of fucking shit.
They're all frauds.
Yeah, taking advantage of people's loss like that. It's just because people are so weak at those moments when you lose someone you love, a child. Like I would like to think I wouldn't fall for it, but as close as I am to my mom, right? If I lost her, I could be weak enough to fall for something like that. I'm not saying I probably wouldn't be, but I could be. So it's just so fucking low and dirty. It's just so, it's just really sad. And someone brought up faith healers in the chat room. I seen that. Yeah, they said faith healers could be debatably worse. I don't know if it could be debatably worse, but they're pretty shitty people too.
Yeah, we'll lump them in the same category of vermin. Yeah. Peter Popoff. Now he was the classic one, and that's
great
a good
name,
bit of work.
though. Great name, though.
Great name. And have you seen the fucking takedown where Mr. Randy goes in with the radio receiver, and you hear Petey's wife go, "Petey, can you hear me? If you can't, you're in trouble." And then starts reading out the fucking names of the lady, and Popoff starts going through his routine of flailing around, and got this fucking audience convinced. And then here's the sad thing. You know who's still operating today, even though he's been exposed as a fucking fraud? Peter Popoff. I get letters once in a while saying, "Here's a little bit of prayer cloth. Now, if you send me some fucking seed money, and we'll say this prayer and we'll make you filthy rich, but you got to go out with this prayer cloth and pray on it and then cast it to the winds to the north and fucking
look at Benny Hinn, man. Benny Hinn is one of the shittiest people on the fucking planet. If you don't know who Benny Hinn is, look him up. He's a shit. He's the guy that blows on people and they fall down and then they...
I'm sorry to interrupt, but honest Red, bull fucking shit, mate. Show me the receipts. He said there's cases solved by psychics. Fucking bullshit. I'll leave it at that. I'm just sorry, boss. Bullshit.
Yeah. And if there were, okay, I don't know if they are, but if there were, maybe they're just a good investigator.
Look, I leave a lot up to possibility. I would never claim to know something like that is impossible. Yeah. The probability of it.
And get this, people who claim to be psychics are really good with people. They really learn.
They're people readers.
Yeah, they are people
Most
readers.
of the good ones are actually just reading your tone, your body language.
They learn people. Yes, absolutely. They sit there and they watch. It's a.
I've thought about it. That's a con I could probably pull with some people. A lot of times, if I meet you in person, I read people like a mug. And I'm sorry, I sat there at a party and almost like a parlor trick. I've been asked if I was a psychic because I started telling people about their family history the night I met them.
Yeah.
They're like, how the fuck would you know that? I'm like, it's the way you carry yourself. Period.
If this link isn't from a peer-reviewed scientific study proving that there was psychics involved, I'm just going to go, yeah, bullshit. I'll just tell you straight up. If it's from the fucking Guardian, I'm going to piss myself laughing.
Yeah.
Seriously, fucking psychics, no.
When the government is running things like the program that they based men as stare goats on, I'm not gonna discount possibility. But yeah.
Yeah, no. Look, here's the deal. There's $1 million sitting there, and it's been sitting there for fucking a long time now. If there's a psychic, no, I don't need the money. Give it to fucking charity then. Give it to a kid's charity. Step up and get that shit, sort them out. If you're a psychic, until someone does that and proves it scientifically, blow all those claims out your butthole fucking sideways, ladies and gentlemen.
Any of them that want to get paid, they can suck it. You know what I mean? Like if any of them approached a crime and were like, but they want to get paid for
they don't have to take the money either. They can turn James down and just say, I just wanted to show you. But none of them do. None of them do, ever, because they can't.
I can. I'm a psychic. Red Eye, you have a small penis. See?
That's probably true.
Now I got a feeling Red Eye's probably hung like a goddamn mule.
No comment. Average, if anything, and we'll leave it at that. I'm nothing special.
looks like a baby's arm without an elbow.
Looks like a mutated wombat that was left out in the sun to die.
Mine looks like a fucking raisin that became another raisin. Oh, it comes in raisin. What? Anyways,
would I be a grape again?
Yeah.
Rehydrate it.
Rehydrate that. Hey, yeah. Anyways, we're gonna read one more scam, then we're gonna go to fucking Q&A here in a minute. The dropped wallet scam. I've heard of this. This is a well-known one. The drop wallet scam usually targets tourists. The con artist pretends to accidentally drop his wallet in a public place after an unsuspecting victim picks up the wallet and offers it to the con artist. The scam begins. The artist accuses the victim of stealing money from the wallet and threatens to call the police, scaring the victim into returning the allegedly stolen money. Cases have been reported in Eastern Europe and major cities or railway stations in China. Now, so here's another one that I would like to think that I would not fall for. Because personally, if a motherfucker accusing me of stealing money, I'd probably like him. You want to throw down? I'd probably fight him. Because I don't like being accused of stealing shit. But anyways, yeah, this one's... I don't know, man. You may have to be dumb to fall for this one.
You just have to be somebody who doesn't like confrontation.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're afraid of confrontation, you'll fork things over just to avoid it.
That's true. That's true.
There are a lot of people that are really terrified of confrontation.
Intimidation, when deployed at the right, I think you know more than most what intimidation's like, working security at a club.
Yeah.
You just have to put the mockers on someone. You don't even have to throw a punch, boss.
Yeah, well, that's true, and again, that's what they look for. They look for the weakness. They look and they know people. Con men learn people really well, and they can point out the people that they probably are afraid of confrontation and stuff like that. So I guess you don't have to be dumb. You just have to be a puss.
Nope. Just watch the way someone carries themselves as they walk through a crowd, and you can figure out which ones are afraid of confrontation.
Yeah, exactly. Not many people are going to try to pull that scam on me because I'm not afraid of confrontation.
No, and you don't look easily intimidated.
No, so
a person like I would not look at you in person and be like, oh, I can intimidate this person, even if I were your size. I wouldn't think that.
Well, no, there's a lot of people so I can see like picking. I'm not trying to call it like they probably do pick the guys out that probably are weak looking. Not weak, and I don't mean that as an insult. I mean someone who just isn't physically threatening.
Not to be super sexist, but I think women would more easily fall for that than men too.
Probably. I can see. I don't know, man. Women are usually more ballsy than guys are.
Not if a guy comes up and says it. If a guy physically threatens your space, it is intimidating.
Yeah.
And if you don't take that moment to step back, or if you're in a hurry or something else is going on and you're just flustered, that bodily protection, like your adrenaline kicks in and you're sweating, you're just like, like, how do I get out of this? Like, I'm on my way to work, or I gotta go to somewhere, like.
Yeah. I just flicked over the article that Red left. It's from a place called Bustle, and let's look at some of the other articles. 9 life-changing lessons I learned when I started taking myself out on dates every week. 10 beach novels to get you in the mood for summer. Yeah, we won't be taking this fucking place as too seriously. And their little article on 7 fucking psychics helping out solve shit. No, like I said before, bullshit. But thanks.
Well, thanks. Well, we will read one more scam, and then we'll go to rainmaking.
Oh, yes.
Rainmaking is a simple scam in which the trickster promises to use their power or influence over a complex system to make it do something favorable for the mark. Classically, this was promising to make it rain, but more modern examples include getting someone someone's app featured on an app store, obtaining pass marks in a university entrance exam, obtaining a job, or a politician implying that they can use their influence to get a contract awarded to the mark, as illustrated by Clay Davis in season 3 of The Wire. The trickster has no actual influence on an outcome, but if the favorable outcome happens anyway, they will then claim credit. If the event doesn't happen, of course, then the trickster may be able to claim that they need more money or until it finally does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another one like that's the water diviners. You remember that? Remember the water diviners? They get the stick or the 2 rods, and the rods would cross, or the stick would point down. And, well, funnily enough, I'll mention James Randi again, did a thing in Australia with Dick Smith, and they got a bunch of water diviners on, and they dug up a paddock and laid a bunch of irrigation pipes and only let certain pipes run. You know what the hit rate was out of all of the water diviners? Not fucking one of them got one fucking hit. They were all fucking wrong 100% of the time. It was hilarious. It's like they're water divining bullshit.
Yeah.
Dowsing has always interested me, but I've yet to see any proof that it works.
Yeah. Well, every diviner at this test, they failed, and they agreed to the test scenario, looked over the conditions of the test while it was being made. They all signed off on it. And when they all failed, then they started going, oh, they did this and I didn't want them to do that. And they all got caught out in their lies. It was hilarious. It's on YouTube if you want to watch it. Dick Smith, James Randi in Australia.
Ranter.
And they show a couple of things that also they created a fake guru. Those fucking gurus, that's a good one. They make a lot of money, those sons of bitches.
Yeah,
like,
guru.
Rub my genitalia.
Yeah, man. The gurus are actually really good con people. There's a lot. Well, look, we know the facts. I mean, there's a lot of con people in religion, any kind of religious thing, from Islam to Christianity. There's con men out the fucking ass. Now, some people are honest and true, don't get me wrong, but there's been people take advantage of people who want to know a god or gods. And, I mean, look at all the rich preachers, man.
Oh, yeah.
Usually most of the congregation are honest people. The preachers and stuff are the shady motherfuckers.
What was the guy in, where was the flood? Was it Houston or somewhere? And that guy in the mega church. Yeah. He got shamed into opening his church up to provide aid to the local community. It took him 2 days.
Yeah.
That was just, yeah.
Oh,
well,
he's like, I think he's like the richest preacher, the most money-making preacher out there. He's a very successful preacher.
He's got an estate larger than some third world countries. His mansion's big.
Yeah, he got big house.
Fucking A.
Basically, he got big boobs.
Yep.
Yay for all right, so we're gonna go ahead.
Your hands red.
Yes. One of them.
It was his penis and his right hand. Maybe it was his left hand. I don't know, but it was his dick.
I'm right-handed.
I can do it with both. I have to do it with both.
Ambidextrous.
Yeah. Fappy-dextrous.
Fappy-dextrous.
So anyways, we're going to go ahead and open this up for Q&A and tips and Patreons. Become a Patreon. Please, please, please consider becoming a Patreon. Go ahead.
Has anyone got the chat window open because I accidentally closed it?
I do.
Yeah.
Post it, please.
If you would consider becoming a patron, it would mean a lot. I was almost at the halfway mark, and someone cut their Patreon in half this morning. I'm not going to say any names. Hey, Jay. I seen you in the chat room, too.
And we appreciate your support, dude. We still thank you.
No, thank
yes,
you.
We do.
No, we do not.
We love him. We We love all the Patreons.
We do. But anyway, if you consider becoming a Patreon, there's perks on there and stuff. So check that out. Also tips. And if you have any questions right quick, please ask. I've got to go here in a minute, take care of some stuff. And then I'm going to be on the Geek Room today at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And then, of course, tonight I do the Ultra Perspective. So it's a busy day for me. That's okay, Jay. I was just fucking with you. Discord is still awesome. Yeah, Discord's awesome. Go check it out.
All right, got chat back over.
Yeah, oh man, my heartburn. There we go. Discord is still awesome. Yeah, Vash, how you doing, Vashy Vash? Everybody, thank you guys for watching today. Thank you too for joining me. It's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have you completely naked next time.
Oh, just reading what Galen said. Yeah, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to upset you. It's just he seems to be a sort of central nexus to a lot of these people that were exposed as being flim-flam artists. So I apologise. I wasn't trying to upset you. It's just, yeah. He just happened, like I said, he was just a road marker on the way to get to people like Sylvia and those other fucking Peter Popoff and those people.
Don't lie. Red Eye told us in the side chat I'm going to try to upset Galen.
Shh, that was a secret. Damn. Allegedly, remember? Allegedly.
Allegedly. It was a good show today. I like talking about this one. Tomorrow's Dirty Joke Thursday. We're going to be, a bunch of dirty jokes.
Uh-oh.
Love dirty jokes.
This is going to be fun.
Yeah, dirty jokes are awesome, dude.
Who's coming on the show tomorrow?
The first jokes I learned.
Do what?
Is Frank coming on
My
tomorrow?
mother.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, Frank.
Frank's on, sweet.
And maybe somebody else. I don't know yet. I was lighting a cigarette. You're supposed to talk.
Oh, well, I was just reading
gosh.
chat. I'm a male and I can't multitask. I'm sorry.
Vash made the same joke my Alexa makes.
I'm liking Raisins Chokers, said Oculus with the $4.20 tip.
Oh, thank you, Oculus.
I like the choker.
What?
They come in pink, purple, white, and black.
That's the color she'll be after our choker.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah,
now I have to use the bathroom. Are we done yet?
We here at the Morning Wood do not condone any sort of physical violence unless it's consensual, and then go for it, kids.
Consensual as fuck.
And thank you for that tip, Oculus. I appreciate it. We need more of those. Lots more. And
folks in the audience, jump in Discord. Going to start trying to organise some games. I don't know what we're going to be playing yet. I'm assuming some of you will have PUBG and some H1Z1, a few other games.
We're going to play Strip Go Fish.
I'll play any game. If people want to start playing some online poker or other card games, whatever games, we need to get a list going to work out who plays what so we can all start doing some stuff, because it'd be good fun hanging out and just chilling, playing some games.
I'm going to shave my balls.
Well, that's just awesome.
Bonus balls.
You need a sponsorship from Dollar Shave Club.
I do.
You know, nice close shave, Dollar Shave Club.
Dollar Shave Club.
Get that nice razor, some spare blades. What else do you get? You get some butt wipes.
Testicular tweaking.
Excellent. Oh, look, it was Sinister says GTA. So, yeah, it just depends on platform too. We'll have to work out who's got what console or PC and go from there.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Born recently? Okay.
Born in a band. I've met that dude. He got really long hair. I met him at VidCon a couple years ago.
I'm not familiar with that content creator.
But it's sad. You do such a saying, but that's how you know you did it right. Oh, anyways. How was that? Yeah, he was a nice guy. He was hanging around with Jacqueline, and I met him through her. He was a nice guy.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to keep harassing you about getting Magog back on too. I must admit, I thoroughly enjoyed talking with Magog's alter ego.
Yeah.
That was awesome fun. Big treat.
Yeah. Magog's pretty cool. He's a nice guy.
And remember, folks, sometime in the near future, we're going to have a very lovely lady on.
Yeah, eventually, whenever we figure out when she's going to come the fuck on.
Yeah.
We got to I haven't talked to her in a couple of days, so I'm going to have to get back with her on that.
That'll be the show where I just become a blithering idiot.
We're talking about Mercedes Carrera, for anybody who doesn't know.
If she directly communicates with me, my reply will be,
she's a very attractive lady.
Nah, she's awesome. I'm being a douchebag.
You are a douchebag.
I will, without a doubt, make a complete fucking idiot of myself trying to make her laugh. That'll be something to look forward to.
I'm going to offer her myself.
Damn.
She can have me if she wants. Naked with spermgisms. Spermgisms. Anyways, it's been a real good show today. I enjoyed it quite a bit. But we got 5 more minutes, but we may end it a couple minutes early. I don't know. I need to see some more tips, though. You motherfuckers are lacking on tips lately. I don't like that. I will murder your children.
That's right. All of them.
Save your kids' lives.
Actually, three quarters of them will be murdered and a quarter of them will be sold into slavery.
Slavery?
Modern day sweatshop slavery somewhere in Asia.
Asia?
Yeah, or that place.
Asia?
Yeah.
My nipples are hard.
Depends who offers more money.
I lied, they're really not hard. But there's a nipple, though.
Oh, demonetized.
I'll make it hard.
Don't do that. No, that's sick. Oh, no.
Yeah. I got a nipple stiffy now.
Wait, hold on. I've got to narrate this. Dear YouTube, this isn't actually his nipple. This is a piece of pepperoni that he super glued onto his chest about 5 years ago, and he's still trying to wipe it off.
That's a tiny fucking pepperoni. I got the littlest little nipples, man. Look at that.
They are teeny tiny little nipples. They're so cute.
Jesus
I
Christ.
want to twist them.
That's my button of love.
This was the last episode of The Morning Wood. We've been shut down due to...
See, y'all guys got you got nipples this morning. Y'all need to fucking tip. Tipple for the nipple.
Honest friend. What colour should they be? Why have you got brown nips, Pimp?
I don't know.
It's just stunned. Like,
We just don't know.
are you pregnant?
I am.
What?
Your nipples get dark when you're pregnant. For real.
What?
I am pregnant.
No way.
They do. They go from look it up.
No, I believe you. I was more saying no way to Pimp being pregnant.
I am pregnant.
This is deeply concerned. Who impregnated you, or what impregnated you, and how did they impregnate you? I'm interested.
Alien face huggers like John Hurt.
I got butt pregnant.
You got butt pregnant. Oh God.
And butt's pregnant.
That's not going to end well.
My nipples really aren't.
Leave it alone.
They're not brown. What the fuck?
Give us a closer look.
They're like cream colored.
Wait.
They're like mocha. They're mocha. I got a mocha nip. Anyway.
What the hell is going on?
I don't know what's happening.
Oh, shit.
I don't even know what's happening.
Yeah, you do realise this is the first night I told my ex-missus to tune in and watch. It's like, oh, God, I hope she's not watching by the end. Please don't be watching.
Usually, Red sucks her dick, Rick. So.
What?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
No, it's not alleged. This is a fact.
Damn. That was supposed to be a secret.
Hey, Mama. Okay, I'm going to end it.
I don't know what happened then, but and I'm not sure we want to know.
Make sure
You're better than I am.
Yeah. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for Dirty Joke Thursday, and we'll have some fun. Thank you guys for tuning in today. We appreciate it. Thanks for YouTube for showing up, and I'll catch everybody later.
Call the